your body can heal itself. And so he took the steps that were required for this healing. And the healing didn't happen overnight. It took 6 years for him to overcome this condition of diabetes. And so, is it something that can be done? Yes. Is it something that's going to happen tomorrow? No. But the affirmation needed to be repeated and repeated day after day, time after time. He lived his life in a certain way and was able to overcome it. So, thank God for Frederick Bales. Now, but why affirmations? Because affirmations reprogram our mind. And just in the same way that people program computers with commands and scripts, these affirmations have the power to transform our lives. But we have to reprogram ourselves. So are they the easiest things to do? Well, it's not the easiest thing to do because it's very complicated. In a way, it's like a treatment. When we put a treatment out there for something to change in our lives, who knows? It could happen the next day, or it might take a month or two or a year for it to come manifested, come in our lives. So we just have to know that this is going to work for us. And as we say the affirmation over and over again, our subconscious mind is impressed on that, and your mind starts just thinking that way. Whether it's, I'm healthy, or whether I'm abundant, or whatever it is that you're wanting to, whatever condition, whatever situation you're looking to change in your life. So when we say it, we have to say it in a convincing, positive way. The more emotion that's in it, the more you put in it, the more you get out of it. Now, when I was a kid, I read a story about the little engine that could. And I'm sure everybody here is familiar with that story. A little tiny engine, and you know, there was this big locomotive that pulled the train over the hill to the other town, and he was just this little engine. And one day the big engine couldn't do it, and the big engine was broke. So they called on the little engine to do it. And at first he was like, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this. I'm just a little bitty engine. How am I going to get how am I going to pull all this weight over this hill to the other town? Well, as we know the story goes, he's hooked up, and he starts off, and he says, I think I can. I'm not sure if I can, you know. But once he gets going, he pulls it over, and at the other side he goes, oh, gee, I thought I could do that. Oh, gee, you know. So all along the way, he's affirming, you know, I think I can do this, I think I can do this. And then pretty soon he gets confident, and he ends up doing it. So that's great for the little engine. And we can be like the little engine too. Only when we say the affirmation, we have to use the right words. We want it to be short. We want it to be to the point. But we want to leave it a little vague, because we don't want to be so specific that the universe has a hard time filling that. So if we say, you know, I am healthy, I am enjoying life, that's an easy thing. If you say, well, I want to be rich and I want to have $1 million, that's a little bit harder. But if you're thinking abundance, I am abundant, my life is abundant, then you'll begin to notice those things around you with not only money, but friends, knowledge. You'll see it. It'll be there. So, what are some of the reasons why we affirm? Well, intent. What is our intent? What are we looking to get out of it? An expectation. What is the expectation we have? And is there a reward at the end of that? And what we have to be aware of is that what happens if it doesn't go that way? Are we prepared to deal with maybe the unfulfilled? And being a musician myself, I like to have really nice equipment. And any musician, I'm sure, prefers to have the best that they can afford. And there was a time in my life when I had to make a decision. I was looking at purchasing a new set of drums, and I was in the music store, in the drum store down in Fresno, and red and black were my, red and black was my, that was it, man. If it was red and black, it was on my list. So here's this really nice set of red and black drums. And so I'm really thinking, man, I really like those. And the price is right, and they're kind of in the middle range. They're not the most expensive, but they're not the cheapest thing, so they're right in the middle. And then the guy shows me this other red and black, but only one drum, because the rest of them were in his storage. And I thought, oh wow, that's really nice. And they were just that much more money. But I said, okay, I'm going to have to think about this. And I mean, I've got two things here. And so I'll give you a call later and be back tomorrow. So went home, thought about it, called him, said, yeah, I'll be down tomorrow. And I'm not sure which one I'm going to take just yet, but I will be down tomorrow. So I took what I had to trade in, which he gave me a marvelous price for them, or trade-in value, which was very close to what I paid for them, but and just like $50 less. So that was like, oh yeah, this is going to happen right now. So I made the decision to buy the top of the line, which you can't get anything better than the top of the line. But one thing I didn't have the opportunity to do with those was to like take those and see how they would work for me. And the bass drum on it was huge. The bass drum was like the biggest one they made. And so I found out